Hey, Better Me Challengers. I hope you are having a fabulous day. We are just a few days away from getting started, but I wanted to go ahead and put this video out here so that you know what to expect. So let me introduce myself first. I'm Stephanie Ferrara, and I will be your host over the next 60 days for this Better Me Challenge. We are going to go deep. We aren't going to just deal with our products that you've purchased from Plexus. We aren't going to just talk about products. We're going to talk about so many things that lead to health. So we're going to spend the first month of this challenge talking about ourselves. We're going to get to know ourselves really well and what our fears are, what our roadblocks are, what has hindered us every single time in the past from being able to lose the weight, to get healthy. What are some of the lies that we've been operating under that have become core beliefs for us almost, that just defeat us every day and get in the way of our true potential? Then we're going to transition and we're going to move towards more of the health from the standpoint of the foods we eat. And so that's what we're going to focus on in the last 4 weeks of this challenge, are going to be the foods that we're putting in our body, the foods that maybe we should really limit. We're going to do a challenge where we're going to cut out sugar for a week. Don't hate me. Please don't hate me. You will feel so much better at the end of that week. I've done this several times. A couple of years ago, I actually fasted sugar for a whole month, and it was right before Christmas, and it was really hard. I did take a little break from it when we went on our vacation right before Christmas, but it felt so good. And when I took a break from it, I really noticed just how much sugar affected my body. And so we're going to talk about that week. Just don't worry about that one right now. We'll get to it in its own time. Then we're going to do a little bit of a fitness challenge as we close out our 60 days together. And don't worry, it's nothing hard. You don't have to go join a gym. It's all things that you can do at home within about 10 minutes. So it's not going to be anything horrible, but it's going to get something that's going to just get us moving. And because the reason why I have reserved that for way at the end is because what we do in our gut, what we put into our bodies from a food standpoint, is really 80 to 90% of the issue, okay, with our weight and how we feel, aches and pains and all of that. Exercise is necessary, and I'm not going to discount that. I'm not a health expert. I'm not a personal trainer. I'm none of that. But exercise is important. We must move our bodies to keep them agile, to keep our blood flowing well, to get oxygen in our blood to where it really needs to be. So it is necessary, but we don't have to go all crazy out, and that's not the answer. So it's a combination of several things. So we're going to work on, as I said, the first part of the month, of the challenge rather, that first month, we're going to work on our mental piece of this pie. We're going to talk about negative self-talk. We're going to talk about the lies of the enemy, the things that we really operate under every single day that aren't true. And I think you'll be surprised about what comes out in this part for you. I know when I've done this before, going through this, I was really surprised at what Jesus told me, the lies that I was working under that were really hindering my relationship with my husband. They were hindering the relationship with my daughter. It was hindering the relationship with other family members and friends, and just really running my body down because of this belief that I had. And so we'll talk about that in week 2. And then when we get into week 3, we're going to get into some different prayer prompts. Now, something I want you to start now. And I mean, like right now, it's already in the documents on the group. So go download it, and that is this daily prayer journal. So we're going to work on this daily prayer journal every single day. I want you to answer these questions, okay? It's not really questions, but it's, God, what am I thankful for? And every day find at least one thing. I think that as you go through this challenge, it'll become easier and easier for you to find things to be thankful for. And there are some days that, man, they're just hard, and you can't think of a single thing that to be thankful for, but find something. Even if it's just, God, you woke me up today, thank you. Or God, thank you, the day is over. I survived it, I didn't die, now I'm gonna go sleep. So sometimes it's just, that's all you can come up with, right? So we're going to do that. Then you're going to have a section that's, God, what am I struggling with? So tell God what you're struggling with. And then ask Him to help you with those struggles. And then the last section is, God, equip me. Equip me for my day. What is it that I need today to make it through today? It's part of that, give us this day our daily bread. It is a day-to-day discussion with God. What do I need today, and how can you help me with that? So we're going to get into that, but we're going to get deeper into some of those discussions. But for now, go print this worksheet off. You don't have to print 60 copies of the worksheet. If you want, you can obviously just go get a pretty journal. Make it something that you enjoy doing. So go find something nice to write in. Go find a pretty journal and a nice pen, and use that, and just use this as your guide, because we will introduce in week 3 some additional prayer prompts, as well as we get a little bit deeper into some different ways to pray, and praying a little bit more boldly than maybe you're used to. The second thing that I need you to go and do now is to go and download the Happier You Daily Diary. On this sheet, I want you to start now. Like I said, even though you don't have your products yet, I still want you to start now. Go download it. You're going to record what you're eating for each meal. You're going to record what you're eating for snacks. Please don't forget to write down what you had to drink as well, because that obviously plays into it, if you had water versus a Coke, right? And then there's this little acronym that I have on here, this HDYF. How do you feel? When you write down what you have eaten for breakfast, how did you feel afterwards? Did you feel bloated? Or did you feel fine? It didn't affect you at all. I want you to write those types of things down. Did you feel tired shortly after? Anything that kind of comes up if you've eaten after each meal. And we'll get into a little bit more of that discussion in that last 4 weeks, where we're talking about how do we change those feelings by changing what we eat. But for right now, I just want you to document it, because I want you to see a comparison of now versus later. So go ahead and get started on that. On the other side of that sheet, there are little check box areas for you to be able to check off that you took your Slim, you took your BioCleanse, you took your ProBio 5, and any of the other supplements that you may have chosen to add to your triplex during this challenge. So there's an area for you to check off that you took them. This one I would recommend printing every day, because you're going to write it down every day, and you can just check it off, write it down, or print it off, put it in your purse, and keep it with you, so that everything that you eat, when you go to lunch, you can go ahead and write down what you ate. You don't have to try to remember, and then it's 2 days later and you realize, oh, I forgot to write it down for the last 2 days. Okay, so just print it off every day, put it in your purse, have it with you. And then at the end of the day, there's one last little box on there that says, how do you feel? This spot I want you to use for, what were your emotions like today? How did your body feel? So right now, before you have your products, we'll get a good before and after, because we'll see how do you feel at the end of your day today, and for the next few days before you get your products. And then as we move forward through using the triplex, this will be a good way for you to see what's different. Did you have more focus? Did you have more energy? Did you not need a nap today when you normally do? Did you make it all the way until bedtime and realize, oh, it's bedtime, I'm not even tired yet? So those are the types of things I want you to look for and think about. We're all women here, I think, in this group. And if not, this one's for the women. How did you feel around the time that you were ovulating or when you started your period? Were you as tired as you were? Those are the things that we want to document through this next 2 months, because those are some big things that a lot of women see some relief in, and I want you to see that on paper, okay? And then the last thing, this is always so much more fun when you have a friend involved. And even though that friend may not be your accountability partner, may not be your prayer partner, just having a friend, a close friend that is there that knows you and knows your struggles, going through this with you it really can make a huge difference in your success. I'll put it that way. So if you know somebody who could use this after you've listened to what we've talked about today, and kind of read our syllabus, I'll put a syllabus out here shortly of what each week is going to entail. If you know somebody that needs that, it's not too late. Go tell them about it. Hook them up with the person that invited you to this Better Me Challenge and get them going, okay? Get them on board as well. Get them started, because when you get started and you start seeing results, they're really going to want to be part of this. And they're going to ask you, why didn't you tell me about that before you started? I would love to be part of that. Okay, so share with your friends, let them know, talk to your sponsor about the best way to get them set up and involved. Okay, and looking over my notes, I think I covered everything. So once again, my name is Stephanie Ferrara. I am here for you, and so is the rest of the team, all of the people who are in Plexus, who are inviting their own newcomers into this Better Me Challenge. I'm so excited for what you're going to see. I'm so excited for what you're going to learn and how your heart is going to feel when we are done. And I pray for all of you that you end this challenge healthier in your body and healthier in your mind. And honestly, it's almost more important to me that you end healthier in your mind, because the body will follow.